Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
My name is Jason Ross.
It's Wednesday. It feels like a Monday. I'm back, baby.
Hello.
I'm back. We're back.
It's just a really long weekend is what it was.
It was just a really long weekend. And now Jason's, I hope to Christ almighty on a cracker that my internet is okay.
Your internet's great. I'm the one that's jumpy today. I think my audio is okay, right? But I'm jumpy
audio,
on the screen.
If I'm being honest, could be louder. But
okay, let's fucking rock this, pump it up, motherfuckers. Let's go.
It's happening. I'm excited. Thank you for the shirt love. It's a very old H&M top. I will warn you, right below the boobs, all the buttons are gone. But we're gonna keep.
I thought it was pajamas, so that's great.
You thought my shirt was pajamas?
When I first came on, you were in a thumbnail, and it looked like I was like, "Oh, she's in her pajamas," and it's 12 o'clock. It's a very nice shirt.
She's in her pajamas, and it's 12 o'clock. Okay, when we leave this party, we're gonna fight in the car.
I know how coming.
Well, we have a really exciting date today because we have one of our most favorite people in all the land. And they are here. And first of all, I just want to say before we move on, happy birthday to Stephanie. We had a big birthday shout out in the Discord. Join the Discord if you haven't. It's so fun there. Happy birthday, Stephanie. I hope you're celebrating with a Peloton ride. That's all I'm saying. Get on there, do a live show and get that call out, you know?
Happy birthday, Stephanie. Elizabeth has an interview within an hour. So, all good vibes the Elizabeth way.
Fingers crossed. Get that job. Okay. So, and Elizabeth immediately send us a message and tell us how it went because we want to know the juice. Okay. So we have an amazing guest today. Jason's lover, my guru. We are simply but not worthy. Shall we get to it and interview the goddess and the wonder of two little sandwiches? Hey. Two little Sammy.
Hi, everybody.
How are you, the sandwich of the two?
I'm good.
It's so nice to see you and just be in your presence.
The pump up whenever I come on here, whenever you guys talk about me is so huge that I feel the need to tell people like I'm not that good.
You're great. What are you talking about?
This pump up is huge. It's a lot to live up to. So just lower those expectations.
I refuse to do that. Jason, what do you want to say to the love of your life?
I think we all got to stop. We all do this. We got to stop. Jen, I get yelled at all the time for not accepting. Jen, you need to accept. Melissa already was like, I watch Mean Girls just on the weekend. And you know what? Jen has done a billion things since then, all that have been amazing. And that's still amazing. You've been doing amazing things since comedy started.
Thanks, guys. Since comedy first started, because that's
you started
how old
comedy.
I am. Yeah.
You started comedy.
Yeah.
I want to say this. I was looking for GIFs, not to brag, but I'm pretty cool. GIFs, not GIFs. I can't in this economy. So anyways, but I came across, and there were female based gifts. You came up a lot from Mean Girls, and so did our dear friend Stephanie, or your dear friend Stephanie from Mean Girls.
Yes.
Stephanie Drummond.
My wife.
Yeah, your wife. And I was not going to use it because I know her as a person and I refuse, even though she has maybe the best line in movie history, which is I have a heavy flow and a wide set vagina. The funniest thing I've ever heard. I couldn't use it out of respect for your wife.
Stephanie is still dining out on Mean Girls. Like people sometimes, like I think the last time somebody recognized me, I was like eating a hamburger or something, and the server was like, and it was very kind and very nice. But like Steph lives in LA. Near Jason, sort of. No, not near you at all, actually, anymore. But maybe she never did, actually. LA seems like this big to me. But Yeah, but people are still like, hey, you're from Mean Girls. Have this cup of coffee. Take this scarf. Here's some earrings. Like people really still recognize her a lot.
That's
Is
incredible.
That just people standing in the store next to her and just being like, here, just take this. Just go.
I bought these for my mother, but no, like it's people in shops and stuff. Like she's really iconic.
I want some free stuff. I've done nothing to like encourage that behavior. I look forward to it.
I know I shoot like commercials for products and you're like, can I just get like a can of that pop? And they're like, no.
Oh yeah. The best was when I started doing commercials, I was like, well, you must get stuff for free. And then even when you make jokes of like, I remember doing an IKEA commercial and I just moved into a new place and I was like, maybe I'll take that chair. And they're like, this is production's chair. And you're like, of course. Like, there's not, you can't even joke about it.
Or you hear all the stories of like people getting to keep their wardrobe. And like, I'm so shy about asking for that kind of stuff, but every once in a while there'll be something that I really love and they'll be like, God, these shoes are so comfortable. I love them so much. Like, what are they, what's happening to them after? And they're like, oh, well, you can buy them at the production sale. And you're like, these shoes cost you nothing.
Yeah, just give them to me.
Give them to me.
Also, where is this production sale? Like that, I never see it happen.
I don't know where the production sales are.
It's always like at the end of rap, and it's always like on a day that you're like, you told that your nephew you'd take them to Center Island. Like it's always
that happened to me once at the end of a show. But I had played all these characters because every show I had to play a different, like really bold character, like conspiracy theorist. So they put like a weird toque on me and stuff. And they're like, you can keep some of these, and I was like, okay. Just because they're free, but I don't think I'll ever wear these.
Only Jason free stuff? Well, I guess. It's just like
I got like a t-shirt that had like towers on it. It was like never happened or something like that. I'm like, what am I gonna wear this?
For your tickle trunk.
Jameson's coming in with I got pants once.
Oh, see, Jameson.
And he lives on set, so
yeah.
I got compression pants last time, and I was like really excited about that.
Wait, because compression pants?
They're basically like underwear. You know those things you jog with, and they're like tight on your thighs or whatever. They're like, I don't know.
Oh, like for running, like they.
Yeah, because I was jogging in the spot, and then they're like,
right.
They're like, well, you wore them like underwear, so you can keep them. And I was like,
so your dick's been on all of it, so you can just have it. You can just have it.
Sure, you don't want it? You sure?
You know. I do think about like one time, like the production giving me a thong to wear because I had white pants, and this is like, I was such a prude. Like I didn't quite understand. It was like full bottoms or bust. And I was in a commercial where I had to wear white pants, and they were like, just wear a thong. And I was like, totally. But didn't own one and showed up and just had to like ram my underwear into my butt. Really proud moment. But they were like, we'll just give you a thong. And I think I left it for those. So gross. I should have just worn that home. Just take the thong.
Yeah, you never quite like, I don't know. I guess I'm just not on set enough to like know the etiquette.
Me neither.
Because it's just like, nobody's going to want this back. But then I feel terrible being like, well, here are these.
Yeah.
Like, here are these Spanx that I've worn all day.
Yeah.
For 14 hours.
Mm-hmm. No one talks about this.
Yeah.
I'm sure people in the chat are like, who cares? It's like, what happened to that thong from that commercial?
The only one responding is Jameson. I got pants once.
I got pants once.
He gets it.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm so glad to be back. How's everyone been? What's been going on? Let me tell you, the world without the internet is a fickle beast. It's interesting.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine you without the internet.
But that's the whole thing. Like I saw you popping up like crazy. I was like, I know you have internet, but
popping up really... like crazy. You're on my ass today.
No, I'm not on your ass at all. What I'm saying is like because I didn't know you were coming today because you're like, oh, I don't have internet. But then you showed up and you're like, of course I have internet. I'm here.
Here's what I love about Jason and I. Can I just say, Can I step in? Yeah. Jason goes, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, you could have texted, you could have phoned, you could have carrier pigeon.
No. The onus isn't on me. I was getting ready for the show today because the last we left it, you said, I won't do the show Wednesday. So I was like, great. So I was preparing for this. So then when I showed up.
That's not even true.
That's 100% true.
Do we want to go behind the drapes?
Yeah, definitely. Because you're like, well, I'll be back for Friday. Yeah.
Jason goes, oh, you said, okay, maybe because we were like, we
she
won't.
pulled out the texts
Yeah.
That's the receipt.
And she's gonna say the one thing she's gonna say is like, if I got more internet back, I will be there on Wednesday.
I'll grab a co-host for Wednesday. If it's back for you by then, we do the show with a guest. So that's what happened.
But you're taking that out of context, because that is
just read the text.
Yes, but read the ones before that. I say I'll do it with the guest, but we had already said
terrible. That's what you said before.
Yes, because you're like, I don't have internet, and we basically talked and said you won't do the show until Friday. You said I'll hopefully be back Friday.
Megan goes, Jan is all of us right now.
But that's what happened. And then when you popped on today, I was like, great, that's amazing. And I told Jan the same thing. I was like, well, if she does come back, but wouldn't you say Jason never reached out with a text or anything, but you never said, hey, I'm back. I'll be there on Wednesday.
And we're okay. And we're okay. And it's not your fault.
I'm going to start acting out.
It's not my fault.
Don't you dare start acting out.
I'm going to start acting out.
Now eat your peas. Remember when you used to do
but
that?
What I was getting at is like, I get that you have internet, but because when I said you've been on it,
I was using my data. And
that's what I mean. I saw you post a lot of stories, and I was like, I know you have internet, but you just didn't have. It was like on Friday when we were with Baker, you had internet, but it was just like mine is doing right now, super choppy.
Let me tell you. Interacting. Okay, so after the podcast, when I didn't have internet, I called the internet provider. Okay, rhymes with schmodgers, and
owned by a guy named Ched Chargers.
You guys know Ched Chargers, right?
Yeah, sure. He's in front of the baseball stadium.
Yeah. So I called them, and I get this guy named Bill. Okay, that's what his name.
That's his actual name.
He was just like. You know, when you're just like so mad and someone comes on the phone and they're trying to joke and you're just like ate the time. And he was like, howdy there. And I was like, okay, well, this is enemy number one. Okay. Howdy. And he was just like not being helpful to me. And I was like, I paid for this service. It's not great. I did internet tests. It said it was poo-poo ka-choo. And he was like, what are you using it for? You a podcaster? And I go, ew. And I go, I work in media. And that's all I'll say.
I'm a business.
Yeah, what do you do?
I
do podcasts.
And he goes, well, I just want to know if I'm about to talk to someone famous so then I can have a story. I know. And I said, well, you know what, Bill, the internet doesn't work, so I'm invisible to you. Now, when are we going to fix this? I was such a piece of shit.
You should have told them that you were like Mark Maron or like.
I should have.
Yes, I'm Mark Maron. Can you fix my internet?
Yes. Have you heard of
Okay, what's the name on the bill?
WTF?
It's Maron, but it's spelled M-C-G.
Oh, what I would give to make Mark Maron my Valentine.
I had an experience just yesterday where I also had to deal, but I dealt with one of the on chat rather than talking to somebody live.
Oh, right.
And I know they were trying to be very nice by like, I guess they're probably taught like use the person's name to make it personable. But the entire conversation seemed so condescending because it goes like, well, if you just check this, Jason, then maybe it'll probably work,
Ew.
Jason. And you're like, okay, well, you're using my name a lot, which is, I was reading it out loud to my wife and she was like, yeah, it just sounds like they're really talking down to you. Although they were for sure just trying to be very nice.
One time I got yelled at. I used to work at a massage therapy clinic. And there was this woman who she just was, maybe she was in a lot of pain and she was just very like mean to me all the time because she wouldn't book her things ahead. Like she would wait until she had an appointment and then she would want the same appointment for the next week. But it was a very busy clinic and Saturdays went quickly. So I couldn't hold things for her if she didn't book things, right? So one day she came in and she just gave me the gears. Like she was like, this is unacceptable. And I'm like probably 17. She's like, this is unacceptable. You're an idiot. Like honestly, like yelled at me. And then I went,
this is pre-comedy, by the way.
This is pre-comedy. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not sure what I can do. And she was like, well, blah, blah, blah. And she just was like yelling and yelling and yelling at me. And then the owner of the clinic came out and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get in trouble. And she totally stood up for me. She totally told this woman to take her business elsewhere. She couldn't speak to me that way. And the woman was totally cowed and she apologized. And I went, that's okay, Linda. And her face. And I'm sure it was because if I had said, like, that's fine, don't worry about it, I'm sure it would have been fine. But I was like, that's okay, Linda. It was over. Because it's so passive aggressive, right?
Oh yeah, I love when I can successfully be passive aggressive. That's a win. That's the high road right there.
I love it because in her mind, that montage of her life just went through her mind of like, I'm called Linda. And all the times that people are like, Linda. Linda. All the way back to our parents going, I don't know, Linda?
Oh, they hated me from when I was a baby.
That's a great name. That's a great name. Let's use that.
God, that's
I'm
too
just
much.
waiting for any Linda to pop up in the chat right now.
Oh yeah. Well, what's that? Like Shayla said, listen, Linda, you know that the little kid, the meme? Linda, listen, honey.
There's a great bit on Kimmy Schmidt about a baby called Linda.
Oh my God.
I highly recommend just looking it up if you have a moment.
Is the baby wearing glasses, like librarian cyber glasses?
The baby has a purse and it's filled with like Slim Fast.
Yeah, that wins.
It's really good.
Kimmy Schmidt is like the first, and I will say second-ish season is, first of all, just rapid fire jokes. It is jokes every 3 seconds. And I wish I could be on a show like that because it's so funny. Like, oh my God, it got pretty bad after that, but man, I love that.
Weird jokes, like weird deep cuts and like,
oh yeah, little like, yeah.
Yeah. Titus on that show is just honestly, I think I don't know if he won an Emmy, but if he didn't, like that's a crime.
Well, yeah. I mean, can we talk about the Golden Globes? I mean, I know we're past that now, but my internet didn't work on Friday or Monday, but what a snub. Oh, also just to answer someone's question asking me if I did Adam Colley the situation, Haley, I absolutely did. When my internet stopped working and I had to call the third time, I said, you have to give me something for free. I said, you have to give me something. And he goes, excuse me? And I went, you have to give me something. And I go, it hasn't worked since I've gotten this internet, so you have to give me something. And I kept saying that and I got half off my bill.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyways, just to answer that question. Have you seen Titus's video on YouTube of where he dances like crazy and it's amazing?
No.
It's called Live Your Best Life, I think. I'm going to pull it up on Spotify. It's incredible. And if anyone's having a soft day, I highly suggest putting this on and just like really getting your life. Let me find it. Anyways, you guys can talk. Oh, it's called Dance MF because someone just under the song says dance motherfucker a million times. And guess what? You do. You get up and you dance.
Dance party later on today. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Elizabeth said her current boss's name is Linda. She has an interview today. I don't think I have to say much more.
Oh, that's that job.
Yeah, Lindas are tough. I mean, it's just a vibe coming into a room. It's like, it's either like, here's Linda, or like, yeah. I think about that when my parents, when I was born, they looked at me and they had a million options and they thought Stacey. And I know that I am a Stacey. Like I know, and I think that's why I fight the name so much because the energy is right.
I think you're the second Stacey I've known in my entire life. And the other one was like grade 3 and that was it. So I don't know what happened to her.
She met the fate that all Stacey's meet.
Yeah. I feel like the lore of Stacey is like, I don't know. We're going to be at some legion somewhere. I just think that's where we end up. Like Wayne's World Stacey, I remember seeing that and going, but that is me. There's a part of me that is that woman too.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi. And just men being like, we broke up 3 months ago. And I'm like, you don't like it?
I got you a gun rack.
The gun rack. I don't have a gun.
Nor several guns to necessitate a rack.
I
you
know.
Don't like it?
I know you probably didn't watch the Super Bowl this weekend, but like the commercials were great. Oh, you did? The commercials were crazy again. Did you see the Wayne's World commercial?
Okay, yeah. A lot of people did send me the Wayne's World, and they haven't aged really, but they seem shiny. Something's happening. It's different.
It's the makeup. The makeup was like
it feels a bit pinched.
Like just all Mike Myers for sure is just pulled a little bit. Ooh.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was the Tanner.
I was curious what Cardi B was probably thinking the whole time, being like, I've never seen this movie. I don't know what's happening right now.
I bet you she has seen that movie.
I don't know.
That movie's like 30 years old.
That's what I mean. And she's what, like 20?
Really?
I don't know how old Cardi B is, but like
Cardi B's like 26.
Still, the movie was like 30 years ago.
But first of all, it wasn't 30 years ago, was it? No.
Yes, it was.
30 years ago was 1991.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah, honey. 30 years ago was the 90s.
Well, I guess I'm 34. But that movie must have come out, or I thought it came out around when I was like maybe like 8 or 9 is what I thought.
Maybe.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, because it's like basically
1992. So it is.
That was going to be my exact guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 29 years old, and Cardi B is 28. So.
But people know that movie. It's so iconic.
No, you love that movie.
I think it's iconic.
And I do think it's iconic. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think that movie's so special. I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch it all week. Maybe that's
Cardi B in the chat. Cardi B, can you tell us if you've seen that before you had to work with these guys?
Oh my God, have you been okay? If you need self-confidence, please check out Cardi B's Instagram lately, because I guess people have been coming at her, and she's just like, "Oh hey fuckers, all of you suck. I'm actually the best." So
I saw that.
Today she's like, "So all you people are obsessed with bringing me down," and she's got her phone and she's like, "Number 1. I'm number 1 on Apple Music. So fuck you guys."
But that's the great, like, there's two like nutty parts about that. The first part is, why does she care? I guess if you like get a barrage of comments, you can see like what everybody's saying about you. But secondly, why go after Cardi B? Like, what do you care?
But that's the thing. It's like, that's what I want to know about these trolls, because never in my life would I, even if I saw something.
What were they going after her for, though? I thought it was about that she was just dancing and carefree, like there was no pandemic going on or something.
I think I'm sure that she's facing constant criticism, but it's like, I'm sure every day she's getting death threats and people telling her she's crap and she's a loser and she's all these things, because those people on the internet exist. And like, if all of us right now put out a TikTok and Tyler322 was like, "You fucking suck," we would all die. We'd be like, "What? This freaking Tyler." So she's getting that all the time.
How do I find out who this guy is so I can like send him something nice?
Well, I did a TikTok about, and I put this on my Instagram, about John Travolta's TikTok dancing, which Jan and I have discussed, and I find strange. It didn't sit.
They did a commercial with him dancing with his daughter during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I didn't know that was a commercial. I just saw it on his TikTok, and I was like, "What's happening?"
I don't know what came first, the chicken or the television commercial.
He stood right in front of his daughter, and his daughter just kind of seemed, she's gorgeous and wonderful and great, but I was like, "Did you want to dance with your dad?" Anyways,
I give that guy a pass.
He still looks, I shouldn't say still, he looks really good.
Yeah, he looks great.
He's still like a very good dancer.
Something, right?
Yeah, he looks amazing. Like, I think he looks great. And listen, I love Grease so much. John Travolta, ooey, what a stud.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Welcome back. Did I ever tell you that was my grade 8 graduation song? We all wanted to sing Vitamin C.
You wanted to sing Welcome Back as you're leaving?
No. We all said to my teacher, "We want to sing Vitamin C as we go." And she was like, "No, we're going to do Welcome Back, Cotter, because we want you to know you're always welcome back." And my mom was like, "What the?" So we were like, "Welcome back." My mom was like, "What the fuck was this?"
That's weird.
Thank you. Okay, Jameson, it's a bit of a low blow.
No, he's right. That's why I say he gets a pass. His wife, but also
give me a break.
Also, his kid, which is that's the toughest.
Jason, shut up. Elizabeth says, "I still think about that episode when we all discussed the chin wig." I wasn't. First of all, some people in my TikTok comments were like, "His wife died. He's finding happiness." I was like, I wasn't attacking him. There's so many like.
Stacey comes back with like, "See this? Number 2,562 on podcast Spotify.
We're monetized, bitch. So
Let me put this into context, though. If you didn't see this dance, if you didn't see John Travolta knowing he was John Travolta on TikTok doing this dance, and you just saw him at a wedding doing the exact same thing,
He'd be great.
it would be, you'd be a bit like, oh, Uncle Steve's like, you wouldn't know what to make of it. You'd have all sorts of mixed feelings because you'd be like, Uncle Steve is a really good dancer. But
yes,
it's like, there's a weird energy happening. There's a weird energy because he's doing this to you. Like,
yeah, you're like, no. We're like, did he have a White Claw?
That's true. We used to go to those dances that I told you about I think we talked about it last time when the guy got into a bit of a car accident outside of it. But like these dances that it was just like a bunch of people at a cottage drinking, but this couple would always show up and the guy would wear really short white shorts. And him and his wife would ballroom dance like crazy in the middle, like crazy cool ballroom dancing, like the spins and everything and toss her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like he was like, all right, we're going this weekend. Like they were stoked about showing up. So yeah, you're like, yeah, it's impressive, but you know, it's
I'm
just
not putting
the medium. I'm putting that one down. I'm like, you know, do it. You're just trying to impress a bunch of kids in flannels drinking beer underage. Like go somewhere else where you can.
Oh, Jameson's back at it again. Uncle Steve's wife died. Jameson, please.
I'm going to tell you something right now. She didn't die. She left him. She left. Everybody said that she died so Uncle Steve wouldn't be embarrassed.
So he
check her
on.
Instagram. She's fine. She's in Wisconsin. She met
a guy named Chet. Yeah.
Chet Dillon. And they're fine.
They raise alpacas.
Her skin looks amazing.
Really good now. Really good.
She has just aged backwards since she left Uncle Steve. I'm not saying
she left Steve and the veil was lifted.
Yeah. And you can see when Uncle Steve is dancing like that, you can see the tears behind his eyes.
You know, I will say after a breakup, you never look better, you know.
She used to be mine.
That song comes on. Yeah. She used to be mine.
Everyone's Uncle Steve. She's coming back. She's coming back. I don't think she is.
I've kept the bed exactly as she left it on her side. Haven't slept on it once. Just make my side in the morning.
My leg's pretty tight. I would like to stretch it out, but I won't. My wife's coming back. And she's for sure coming back. No, I recommend everyone.
So I wrote that book. I told her I'd write it, so I wrote it. Now she'll come back. I'm living my dream, baby.
Uncle Steve writes a book just to get back with his wife.
And the dedication is like to Diane.
Yeah. She kept saying, okay, why don't you just stop talking about it and do it? And guess what, bitch? Did it.
Sorry, you don't like
Sorry, I said bitch.
Anyways, the book's called Bitch. Let's go.
It's unrelated and it's not about you, babe.
It's a fictional story.
Her name is the same, but it's an homage. It's an homage.
You die in it 3 times. I mean, the character dies in it 3 times.
And then a 4th at the end by accident, babe.
Oh, Uncle Steve, he's got a lot to work out.
I got a book signing down at the Source. You want to come by and check it out?
Wait, why are you selling your books at the Source?
It's the only place they would let me set up because you know Steve, he's working there right now. He said he'd let me set up in front of it.
Oh, your friend Steve, who you are also named Steve.
Yeah. We're called the Steves. You know, the Steve.
Steve F.
Little Steve.
Yeah.
Little Steve. I'm petite Steve, and that's little Steve.
We just go into bars with lots of little man energy, and we have a good time.
Little man energy is so gross.
I just imagine it like this.
It is. You've seen it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure like average sized people are sitting at bars, and then when people walk in like that, they're like, oh, great. Now here comes a fight for no reason whatsoever.
That's what I think when I see, when I would see a petite Steve in the wilderness. I'd be like, oh, this is not going to go well. I got a bunch of petite Steves on my street, big cars, loud cars, but that's going to do nothing with their legs. It's not going to make them any longer. What? It's petite Steve energy.
I feel like petite Steve energy is like a white tank top and a jean jacket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember when we thought that was sexy?
Still
like the 90s where they're just like, I got to save my family. And it's like Bruce Willis in like a white tank jacket. Right?
Yeah, but still, like, put Tyler Lawton in that and have him play a guy that murders people in Waco, Texas.
Who? Tyler who?
I forget his name now. Taylor Kitsch. Taylor Kitsch?
Taylor Kitsch.
Who's Tyler Lawton? He's somebody too.
Is he from Twilight?
Oh, maybe.
He's somebody.
I will tell you though, I've been really like knee deep in some Friday Night Lights, and I just want to give a second to do an appreciation post for Connie Britton, her character Tammy Taylor. First of all, Connie Britton is so underrated, or is she highly rated? We just like love, like she should be A-list as far as I'm concerned.
I think she was like kind of a hot deal when Friday Night Lights came out, and then like she just kind of like disappeared for a bit.
Yeah, she went to Nashville.
Maybe she got one bad comment one time on her YouTube and was like, I cannot.
Did you guys see Dirty John, the Netflix Dirty John?
No, is she in it?
She plays the woman. So Dirty John was this podcast about this guy who basically catfishes this woman and ends up, I won't spoil the ending, but like, so it was a podcast and then Netflix made it into a series and Connie Britton is the woman. And she's really good in it.
Her. She's so good. When she's like, y'all, oh, wow, what a woman. That's a vision that I hope to become one day. Long hair, cowboy boots. Okay, maybe I'll have to watch. Kayla's into it. She says, highly recommend.
Do you know what I did watch?
What?
The Britney Spears documentary.
Whoa. Are we ready to talk about it? Let's get into it.
Jen, did you see it?
I haven't seen it, but I'm ready to talk about it.
Well, I'll say this. It is so alarming how we have failed Britney Spears as a society, and also how media treated her and how we wanted that. Like, they show a video of her like 8, maybe 7, could be younger, honestly.
Yeah.
And
it was before Mickey Mouse Club, so
yeah. And she's on Star Search and she's singing and she's incredible. And then who was the host? What was his name?
Ed McMahon. Yeah, that was a real.
He's gross. She was just sexualized very young by men, and then
he basically said, "You got a boyfriend?" And she's like,
"He said
no.
You have a boyfriend."
Yeah, goes, then was like, "Could I be your boyfriend?" Like essentially was like, "Well, maybe I'll be your boyfriend." And it was like, "Get out of here."
It's just
you've looked like you're 80 since you were 20. Like, get out of here, Ed McMahon.
Yeah,
it's so weird how, and I mean, it's not just like gross dudes, and I think it's just kind of stopped recently where like people will say to children, like, how old are you? I'm 4. Oh, do you have a boyfriend in kindergarten yet? Like, do you have a little girlfriend? Yeah. Oh, or like kids will be playing together and moms and dads will be like, oh my God, look, they're going to get married. And it's like, just let them play.
Yeah.
Like they don't, what is this?
100%. And also the morality police around Britney Spears to be like some sort of role model that she never asked to be. There's a Diane Sawyer interview that is just deeply troubling and upsetting. And she blames Britney for her breakup with Justin. And she's like, you must have done something bad. You upset him. What did you do to hurt him? And it's like, first of all, fuck off. And there was an interview. I believe was it in Europe where he's like, let's talk about your
I don't know what country it was. It seemed like it was in Germany or something like that. Some European, just because the accent wasn't, I don't know what it was, but it was definitely
because
let's talk about what everybody's talking about. We're talking about
your breasts.
And she was like, okay.
And played it off.
I want that to be spun around one time though on a dude and be like, so your testicles. We're all talking about them.
They're coming in nice.
The sexual commentary is like kind of crazy, but I also think about like the Backstreet Boys and like them being on Much Music and me watching it, and then the VJ being like, and we have to ask the question we all want to know, boxers or briefs. And it's like those kids also, some of those, like Nick Carter was like 16.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all just so strange. And then like how many times Britney Spears was asked if she was a virgin, if she had sex with Justin Timberlake, like that we wanted to know that, and like ask, and Diane Sawyer, also in that interview, some Republican senator chick or whatever lady was like, said she wanted to shoot Britney Spears, and they played that soundbite to Britney, and she was like, oh my gosh, like that's awful. And Diane's like, well, she wants you to be a role model for children.
Yeah, they played it off like the person who said I want to shoot her was in the right. It was insane. Also, I remember like when she shaved her head and stuff like that, and everyone's like, she's going nuts, and I was like, she's just shaving her fucking head.
But also give people space. I think there wasn't a conversation of mental health. There was no space to like recognize that maybe we all need to just get the hell away from her.
But it's also celebrity though, because like it goes back to that story when I went out and I drank one night with Colin Farrell. Like he doesn't know who I am, but like we approached him at a table, and the next day I came out, I was like, he's wait. I've told this on the podcast before.
It sounds like you were drinking and Colin Farrell was just kind of there, but you just said you went drinking with Colin Farrell.
I can do the story. So like they were at the table next to us, and I was with my roommate at the time, who was very like forward and be like, we're going to drink with them. And we went and we sat with them. They were nice enough. We sat with them for pretty much while they were there. I'm sure they wanted us to leave, but they were just like, yeah. We're like, we'll do shots. And they were like, no, we're good. And he left at the end of the night after we'd sat with them. And I talked to his sister, and who was with her, who was gorgeous. And my roommate talked to him the whole time. And then they left. And the next day it was like, he's out drinking at a pub. And it was like, he had like 2 pints. So I feel like they're just like, Britney Spears, it's like she shaved her head. So what? If you had a girl in your high school shave her head, nobody would care. Well, nobody would think of a thing about it.
Sorry, go ahead, Jan.
But also, like I think another troubling thing about the whole head shaving incident, and I haven't seen the doc, so maybe there's more light shed on this. But like, yeah, maybe she was kind of having a bit of an episode at that time. Maybe that was a cry for help, and nobody thought. Everybody just went like, she's going fucking crazy. Oh my God, she's gained so much weight. Oh, weird. She's like married to this weird doucher. But nobody thought like, maybe she needs some help.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Needs to take a step back and go like, hey, are you okay? And it's like, no, I just fucking shaved my head. And like, did she like beat a cop car in or something?
It was a paparazzi's car.
These were all cries for help that everybody just kind of went like, she's going fucking nuts. And nobody went like,
in the documentary, they show that pretty much, they show a lot of the back footage in that. And you could just see, it's like, that guy that paparazzi in particular was a fucking idiot. And then just chased her down and was like, oh, I thought I was doing the right thing. The interviewer, that's when they actually have like the documentarian talk at one point. She's like, what about when she said, because she never asked us to stop. And she goes, what about when she said stop? And he's like, oh yeah, she said that all the time, but like, not like stop, like go away forever. Like, go away for a minute.
You hear her saying stop. And also like she had 2 kids, and there's talk that she had postpartum depression, which is like a massive thing and a super taboo. And I, and it's so clear that there was something going on. But then the sad thing is no one wanted to protect Britney. They were like, oh, but her millions, what will happen to her money? So it's like, that's all anyone cares about. And that's why she's in a conservatorship, to keep making money. Yeah. And the most upsetting thing about the conservatorship is she's not only paying for her own legal counsel, but she's now paying for her father's legal counsel to keep her under it. Like, she's paying for both sides, which is just like, there's some inner working deal, because it's so gross.
Yeah,
I tried to watch it with the conspiracy mind of like, oh, they're like, this is all a part of a thing because they want you to do this. I tried to watch it and be like, well, it's her dad. Her dad has to have a heart somewhere. But the more you watch, you're like, no, her dad has zero heart. He's a piece of garbage.
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little like on one certain side because of whatever, but like, just because you're somebody's dad or mom doesn't mean you care about your kids, or that you're a good person.
That's where I was like, maybe I tried to watch it and give him like a benefit of doubt for half a second, but I was like, no, it's gone right away. It was gone right away.
He wasn't involved in her life.
No.
But not only that, it feels like she's just like a cow and they've hooked up a milking machine to her, right? And as long as they can keep her in this little pen, she can. And I mean, I think only now that like the whole kind of Free Britney thing has really blown up, because I remember this from years ago.
Oh yeah.
But it's just kind of really blown up with this documentary and in the past few years. But it's like they just kind of hook that machine up to her and keep her in this box so she can go do a Vegas show, so she can go on tour. And the fact is, like, my mind is blown that she can and does those things.
Yeah, well, it's clear that, she, probably suffers from mental health issues. I think that that's been made very clear in whatever way that is. But that doesn't mean she can't get help and be independent. She is, like you said, creating albums, going on tours, doing advertisements, like sponsorships, and but then paying for her father to still control her. So a person who wasn't really involved in her life and does not have her best interest at heart. I mean, like, even in the documentary, everyone that came across him said like all he cared about was how rich she was going to make him. Like one woman was like, I'll never forget it. He just looked at me and said, they were like, oh, isn't Britney great? And he's like, she's going to make me so rich, I'm going to buy a boat. And it's like, that's where he's at.
She's a paycheck.
And like, even now when you see her on Instagram, like her voice is different. She doesn't sound like a person who's like grounded, Does that make sense? Like, she's like, I know a lot of people have been asking me. It's like, oh, are you okay?
Well, probably because she's been funneled into that box her whole life, right? So she's never, I don't know, maybe she's like, this is who I am. I have to be this person instead of like this person.
Totally.
I don't know.
Allegedly. I just thought the documentary was well done, and documentary was really just kind of just like a overview of what's happening. But it's wild that the judge is like really denying her own voice, and I think that's the saddest thing. That's the saddest thing for me watching it, was like she doesn't have a voice. She's never had a voice. She's been a product, and she's been accessible to all of us forever. We always had access to her, and that's unfair.
I thought that, and it's weird because they're like, at the end, they tell the people they reached out to that didn't respond or whatever. And it was like all the, the brother and the father and all this kind of stuff, that it's like, oh, that's the people we need to hear from. Cause you need to hear, well, what is the other side of the story? Why the fuck is this going on?
Well, her brother's a piece of shit too. Did you see that part in the documentary? He was like, women in our family, they got opinions. And everyone's like, what's wrong with that?
That's what I was about to say. Like, cause that was one of the moments where I was like, oh, that's an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And he literally was on a podcast talking about the conservatorship and said exactly what Stacey just said, of like, the women in our family, well, they've got opinions and they act on them. And the person, people are like, okay. He's like, hey, you get it. Women making choices and having thoughts, fuck them. And I was like, oh, so they are just a piece of shit family. That's what's happening here. They don't even realize it.
It's not only a piece of shit family. It's also like, I think, a real look at the entertainment industry. And you're only wanted when you can make money. No one is looking at anybody as a human being in this industry at all. We've all experienced this in a smaller scale, but it's like, I can see how people, what?
I just want to see you said that. You picture all those times when it's like, can we get those the belly's growing over here? Can we? And you're just like, oh yeah.
At least they find you pants that fit over the belly. For women, they're like, well, she's fired. We only have one pair of pants, which has happened to a friend of mine. She didn't fit into the pants and didn't get the job.
Ridiculous. If you don't think they've put Spanx on me before, you're wrong. I've got the Spanx.
Oh, if you watch anyone on TV and think that's their hair, you're wrong.
Did I tell you guys the story about the Rachel McAdams t-shirt?
No.
So I just saw Adam Colley comment, ever do a wardrobe and they talk about you like you're not there.
A lot.
And every time. And I've worked with really super great wardrobe people, but there are a lot of wardrobe people out there who just, you're a bag of meat. So I was doing not to brag, a movie. And I was playing a nurse and I was just wearing scrubs. So they got a bunch of scrubs. They found a pair that fit me. Great. The wardrobe woman, who did not get up from her chair the whole time. We were in a trailer. There was nowhere to change. So I had to change in front of everybody. Was like, oh, you know what she needs? She needs a t-shirt under there. She needs a long sleeve t-shirt. To her assistant, go to Old Navy and get her a long sleeve t-shirt. The assistant was like, no problem, makes a note. She's like, we're going to need it for the picture though. Find something. So she brings out this t-shirt. It's honestly this big. And she's like, put this on. And I was like, this is not going to fit me. She's like, it doesn't matter. It's going on under the thing. And I looked at the tag. It was Rachel McAdams' t-shirt from the movie. And I was like, this is crazy. You don't have another long sleeve t-shirt back there. And then gave me such a hard time when it didn't fit. She's like, well, she's like pulling at the sleeves. The t-shirt is like up to here on me. It was like putting on a baby's t-shirt.
I can't, and there's no, it's, and it's like, what do you do with those feelings? Like, where do you put them? You know? And that's the thing that makes me so disgruntled. Cause it's like, I love performing. That's why I think I look at my time at Second City with like rose colored glasses in a way, because it's like, we got to tell people who we were. We weren't just shoving ourselves into whatever. Because you're standing there, this woman's doing this to you. Where do you put those feelings?
Yeah, you leave and you try not to cry till you get to the bus stop. Because guess what? You're also taking the bus home. But like, can you imagine that feeling multiplied up times a billion when you're Britney Spears or when you're Cardi B, like looking at all those comments or whatever? It's like, we have to treat people like people.
But we don't. And it's like, we want to see like, remember when Amy Schumer came on the scene, however anyone felt, but like she was the it girl, right? We all loved her. And now we're just like, screw her. She's crap. Same with Jennifer Lawrence. Isn't she so quirky? And then she falls at the Oscars and we're like, you faked that. You're a liar. Like, you shall not succeed, you know, like
Anne Hathaway hosted with James Franco and people like went nuts because it's like, well, she did do a great job, but who cares?
That was justified. And we're not an Anne Hathaway podcast. No, I'm kidding. But like, I feel bad for her, but it's like, yeah, I mean, how do you survive? Like, you know, I think about, you know, when I was a little like girl writing like my goals and it's like, I want to be famous. And now I'm like, absolutely not. No, because it's like, what's there? People just waiting.
Yeah.
To destroy you.
But I think Jameson also has a point. He's like, you got to say no in those situations. And it's like, yeah, like you got like, it's just like the Linda situation, right? Yeah. Like, you know, the manager's not going to come out and stick up for me. Like, I got to be like, no, thanks, Linda.
But you don't, but I think you don't learn that until you're older. Like I didn't move to LA till I was well into like almost 30, 27. And even then was so naive. And I think about all the situations I was in and even in Toronto as well. But if I was there when I was 19 or if I was there when I was like Britney Spears, like 15, 16, I would have been, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Because saying no for women is really difficult because then you're difficult and you're annoying, you know? You know,
was that judging by Jan's face? That wasn't just me that time, right?
I think you just cut out a little bit. All I heard was Jason, you're annoying.
Yeah. Who, me? Oh, I cut out. Oh, let me know. No, I didn't say Jason, you're annoying. I said I was just talking about.
She said that right here.
No, I didn't say that at all. No, anyways, well, it's lost. The moment's lost now. Maybe you heard it. Maybe you didn't. The podcast people will, and that's
what's important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if, you know, fame is something that people would really want these days because you're so accessible on all platforms all of the times.
Yeah. And also you can just be famous for nothing now.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can just be famous and then all of us, like you could just be like a guy walking down the street, you see a double rainbow, all of a sudden you're famous.
Oh, that's true. That guy just did drugs camping and was like, put it out online. And then it was like, when he got home, he was like, what's happening?
Also, guys, please tell me if I'm normal again, because I'm going to have to call Bill. Yeah, well, that's the thing too, right? And I also think it's like, yeah, fame is, and I think there's a shift moving away. Like, we want less celebrity. And I think I think that's why TikTok is so interesting because we do like double rainbow. And we're like, do you know Keith? He's the best.
PDUSA, buddy.
Yeah, he lives in a tent. He's trying to get enough money to get some goats. It's incredible.
It's like, I want to give him money to help get those goats. But then like, if he gets the goats, do we jump the shark in his life? I don't know.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm checking again. I'm hearing that I'm a little blurry. Have I lost it again?
You went for a second, but you're back.
What is going on? I was fine, right? And now I'm not?
Somebody's probably downloading something. in your
Yeah.
neighborhood.
That shouldn't be a problem with what I'm paying. You know, sometimes more expensive things are worse.
Yeah. I'm terrified to change our internet because I'm just scared that it's going to be terrible.
Okay, so I'm watching our stream and I'm frozen. And can you see how I'm frozen?
Yeah, that was really great.
That was amazing. This is so frustrating. I'm going to have to call Rogers again.
Do you know who wasn't on the internet bugging you though? Because I was looking up some dumb stories for today, and there's a dumb story. I'm not going to do the whole dumb story thing, but this is kind of fitting. In Southern California, like at LAX this weekend, there was a large car chase with this woman who was like running from the cops, very slow car chase, and she was like yelling and screaming. There's video of it; it's pretty funny. Fully just wearing a pink bikini. And I was like, it's pink bikini lady running from the cops.
That's for me. I'm still frozen. Oh, but I'm glad. I hope that she says hi.
She said a lot of things. She said a lot of things with hand gestures. She said a lot of things with when they pulled her over and arrested her. She had a lot to say. It was
Why
great.
was
Wait,
she
sorry.
in a bikini?
Yeah, why was she in
just,
a bikini?
She was just hammered out of her mind and just like having a time in a white. It was actually like a white SUV. So like it. Or no, it's a truck. It wasn't
OJ
a full
Styles.
OJ, but it wasn't full OJ, but it was a white truck. She ended up in Redondo Beach. Just being like, yeah.
Of course. Isn't it crazy that OJ got the vaccine before
Everybody?
tons of people? I can't stop thinking about it. I just can't.
Yeah.
Although I did see Ed Asner get the vaccine, and that made me really happy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Bless. I'm like now like all just trying to like I'm heating up now because I know I'm gonna have to call Rogers and get really upset. Any tips on how to keep it, passive aggressive?
If you're typing, just use their name a lot. So when they say their name's Keith, just keep saying Keith.
Yeah, absolutely. Jan's like, be kind, please.
No, I'm having a very similar quandary with my insurance company, and all I can think is like, get mean, because I've been so nice and it's gotten me nowhere. And I'm getting to the point where I just want to be like, look, you little shits. Do I have to come down there myself with a mask on?
Mm-hmm.
I always remember
Collie's got a tip for you. I don't feel
valued as a customer. It's frustrating because that is true. And I deeply feel that way.
But do you say it like this? Hi, Bill, listen, I don't feel valued as a customer. Or do you say, I don't feel valued as a customer, Bill?
Which one of those sounds like I'm calling to you?
The first one.
The first one,
but the second one, except but little right in between. It's just weird because I don't feel valued as a customer. So
I feel like I'm just about to pop off. I'll tell you that.
I say go for it. You've been dealing with this for almost a week. I say go for it.
Yeah, it's true. I've been dealing with it since last week. So they're
Here
about
you
to
go.
get yelled at. What?
Adam is a pro at this. They record their calls, so say all the classic phrases.
Wow.
It's just that I'm disappointed in your. You can play the parent that actually gets through to you of like, it's not that I'm mad. It's just like just disappointed.
What's your employee? Well, because here's the thing that's so frustrating is like everyone can lie to you, right? So there have been so many times when people on the call have been like, oh, we'll call you back. We'll text you back. We'll let you know. It's just all lies. So Adam, any advice on like really holding them to that? That's what I'd like to know. Yeah. I'd like to make them accountable if I can.
Can I talk to Chad Joggers, please?
Yes, sir. We'll get out the Ouija board. Just a moment.
That's where I'm at. I'm at breaking Ouija board level of anger. I'm going to ask for the manager. That's absolutely no question about it. I'm going to have to bring some Karen Linda energy. Jenny says, usually I start crying and say, I'm sorry, just so frustrated that this is still happening. Maybe I'll do that too.
That is a hot ass tip.
Yeah. Okay, well, listen, I don't want to end this early, but I'm seeing on the thing that I'm leaving, but I'm just going to go and now deal with Rogers. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. But Jan, you have really exciting news. You want to share with everyone what's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about. My newsletter?
Your newsletter.
Oh yeah. For a minute, I was like, what's happening? I think I told you guys I have a newsletter. It comes out once a month. This past month had a crossword puzzle. Next month, who knows? So please, I think there's a link down below. Just subscribe, and I think we have some fun.
Thanks, Jan. It's really quite truly the best newsletter. And the crossword was great.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. And if you don't follow Two Little Sandwiches on Instagram, you are absolutely missing out. Two Little Sandwiches on Instagram. You are giving out some Valentines that I think are really amazing and fantastic. And Jenny is loving your lipstick.
Thanks, Jenny. I found that during the pandemic, the best way to look okay on Zoom is red lipstick.
I'll do that. I'll do that next time.
I've also put Two Little Sandwiches newsletter in the chat. So it's twolittlesandwiches.substack.com, and you can sign up, and you should, because you're an incredible writer and a gift to the internet.
And every month you get a calendar.
It's really cute.
I just love the phrase Substack. Love it.
Substack.
Yeah, Substack. But it's really an amazing newsletter, and it's really just a gift to the email inbox, I will say.
Thanks, Stacey.
Is there anywhere else we can follow you? Anything else coming up before we go?
No, I just recorded a podcast with Gilda's Club. That'll be coming out on the 17th. So it's all about kind of Gilda's Club. So if you have some extra time, you have some extra, throw it Gilda's Club's way.
Gilda's Club. Incredible. Well, we will be back on Friday with Mr. Casual Friday. Hopefully my internet is great. Good internet or bust. Jason, are you excited?
I'm excited. And I'll take Haley's advice eventually that I should come and drag. Not next time. If I do that, I want to do it right. I'm going to get somebody to help me out and do it properly.
I do have some questions because I am seeing things in our stream, like tons of pictures. And I'm wondering what those are about.
What picture? Oh, in that stream. Yeah. Well, today, because we're going to get back into this then really quickly, and because I was texting Jan, I was going to do a quiz with her today because we were going to play a games night because I was like, Stacey's away, quiz night's on.
Oh, I'm so sorry I ruined Jan. I'm so sorry I ruined that.
We'll do it another time.
We'll do it another time. We were going to break down the offense.
Because Teen Wolf was here.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I would never.
Well, it's already spoiled. We're spoiled.
I was just setting up the stream and I was like, what the hell is this?
Although you also missed, this one's not about the quiz, so I'll put it out there anyways, but this was the other dumb story I had about this guy in Florida who, of course, he's from Florida, where it was just he had to call 911 a couple of times because he was trying to get home. This is the man. Tattooed Florida. It's a tattoo of Florida on his head.
Jeez.
You can take the boy out of Florida, but you can't take Florida off his head.
Yeah, the cops pulled up and he was for sure just I got to get here. I got to get right here.
That is not a bad plan.
Oh my God. No one will know. No one will ever know.
Uncle Steve keeps not being able to come to the bar. Can we just tattoo a portion of Google Maps on his forehead and with an X of where he lives so people can help him home?
So I'm here.
The myth, I gotta get legend.
Here.
Somebody get me home. Somebody get me home. This is where she is. This is where I am.
I started south. All right, pals. Well, we will see you on Friday. Thank you so much. Just be well. Have a lovely Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye.